Well, good afternoon and welcome to the extension of Tuesday's planning briefing. We wanted to differentiate today and tomorrow's system from the weekend system. So let's get started. We wanted to start with an update for today. We had mentioned yesterday that there would be areas that would see the possibility of stronger showers and longer period of showers. And now we can hone in that area is going to be the Missoula, I-90 corridor, and the Bitterroot valleys. So here's what the radar thinks things are going to look at like between 5 and 6. The front will be just in the southern Mission Valley, just about ready to come across into the I-90 corridor, and we'll already have precipitation overrunning. Now you're going to see it looks like a lot of snow along the I-90 corridor. Some of that may start as rain unless the intensities are strong enough, and then it'll be all snow. Well, we'll have to see how much the intensities are. But by 6 o'clock, the cold front will be coming through Missoula and therefore the I-90 corridor, and we'll see a rapid changeover to all snow, rapidly falling temperatures, and deteriorating conditions. Continuing on, you can see not much has moved in this snow band, and that's why we want to focus in on this. The models have zeroed in that this is probably where the band is going to set up. By 8 o'clock, the band starts to move south into the northern Bitterroot, but do not be surprised if the snow continues here in the Missoula Valley and along that I-90 corridor. In fact, for southwest Montana, that's when the models are focusing in on moderate snow going into heavy snow for a period of possibly an hour, maybe an hour to 2 hours. And then finally, as it continues, we're not going to go much further with the timeline, but you'll see this band of snow is going to move further south, and it'll continue to affect the Bitterroots in southwest Montana, and eventually for all of you in central Idaho, this will get in there in the early morning hours. I'm still thinking that the timeline we put out yesterday, 6 to 9 a.m. is pretty good for the Camas Prairie. So enough on that update. Let's get to this threat matrix. For northwest, west central, and southwest Montana, we're looking at moderate conditions for snow. And what we have is warm air that's going to be overriding this cold air in place. And you'll see as the day progresses that the snow showers will increase in coverage and intensity. And after dark, that's when, after sunset, that's when we're thinking the best snow intensities will be. For Saturday, we've upgraded the matrix to high. There's a good combination of things happening. That warm air overrunning the already in place cold air, and then early in the morning, the second stronger cold front is going to come through. The problems that we see is going to be the wind, blowing snow, low visibilities, blowing and drifting of snow. And then by Sunday, we're down to low threat for southwest Montana. That system will start to pull off to the east, and the snow will begin to wind down in southwest Montana. So let's talk about this. This is going to be a very impactful winter storm. There's going to be widespread accumulating snowfall overnight Friday into Saturday. A very strong Arctic cold front Saturday morning. The time frame, it'll probably hit around midnight in northwest Montana, and it'll come through west central 4 to 6 in the morning and continue its progress south. What are we looking at? We're looking at very strong winds causing periods of blowing and drifting snow throughout the day Saturday. Those east winds are going to continue all day. Those typical canyons that have those east winds, Bad Rock Canyon in northwest Montana, Hell's Gate Canyon down here in Missoula, you can expect some very strong winds. 40 to 50 miles an hour is not unreasonable. Expect drifting and reduced visibilities during this time. Then, unseasonably cold temperatures for this time of the year is going to set in. Sunday and Monday, the low temperatures, these are going to be record lows for the last week of October, not this week, and the first week of November, widespread across western Montana and central Idaho. Wind chills, especially along the Continental Divide, are going to be below zero on Saturday afternoon. And then when we get into the overnight period of Sunday morning and Monday morning, for the highest terrain, for you hunters, this is the first week of hunting season, -15 to -20 up in the terrain. It's going to be potentially dangerous if you're not prepared. All right, this is what we're looking at for snowfall Friday night into Saturday morning. This is a likely scenario. The best precipitation, the models are all lining up on west central Montana, the Bitterroot Valley, central Idaho, into southwest Montana. What we're looking at, the I-90 corridor, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. Up at the passes, Lolo Pass, Lookout Pass, McDonald Pass, 8 to 12 inches. For the hunters, you could be looking at a foot or more, especially in the Bitterroots and the Sapphires. For central Idaho, we're looking at 2 to 3 inches in the Camas Prairie. Now, there could be, as this starts to wind down on Saturday for you, this could become a prolonged light snowfall as we turn to the north. This is always a good pattern for your area to continue with light snowfall for many hours while the flow is to the north. And then the snow will eventually end on Sunday morning for southwest Montana. And in southwest Montana, we're looking at the higher amounts. 4 to 6 inches is likely, 6 to 8 is possible. All right. By Sunday and Monday morning, our low temperatures are going to be hitting records for the last week of October and the first week of November. We're looking at single digits across western Montana. Up along the Continental Divide, our higher valleys along the Continental Divide, negative single digits. For central Idaho, single digits down into the Camas Prairie. And for Hell's Canyon, we're looking at teens. This is exceptionally cold air for this time of year. And typically what we see is the second night after a storm is our coldest. And by Monday, we're looking at wide-ranging negative temperatures for western Montana, for places like Seeley Valley, southwest Montana, even into the Bitterroot. We're showing -4 for Steve I, -1 for Hamilton. Monday morning will probably be the coldest morning for this. So just be prepared for what's coming up. Well, thank you for sitting through this briefing. Our next briefing is going to be a live briefing at 1 o'clock Thursday the 22nd. Thank you again.